Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions, or with Learn Plan Profit, right? Hope you guys are all having a great start to the morning. Absolutely crazy push on forward slash CL right now. We're waiting for some consolidation. It began to show signs of a sell-off. I bought the dip on forward slash CL, not on forward slash CL, on DWT. Added more to my position size, and I'll show you guys exactly what it is that I am looking at. I can't see anybody in the live chat. Give me one quick second. Wow, I look gross. Okay, here we go. Pulling up the live chat. How are you guys all doing this morning? You guys having a good morning? Not bad, not bad. All right, here we go. All right, so I can kind of explain to you guys what ended up happening here. So this is $1,170. I'm actually gonna buy a little bit more around this general area. Give me one quick second. I'll buy 7,000. Let's see. All right. So forward slash, I can explain to you guys kind of what's going on right now. So we're up another $72. Forward slash CL, the more that this thing sells off, the more money that I would be making on ticker symbol DWT, right? So I've been talking about it all during, pre-market hours. Woke up at 4 a.m., started trading natural gas and degas, right? Because natural gas began to sell off. So that's since 4:02. Tried to keep you guys up to date as much as I could. I knew a lot of you guys probably were not awake at that time, so I didn't want to inconvenience you guys with like tagging everyone or anything of that sort. But right now we had a huge sell-off, so let me explain to you first. There's a lot of consolidation. I talked about, hey, there's no true direction on forward slash CL right now. It's consolidating between the SMA line and the middle VWAP. We started breaking below the SMA line and then pushing above it and then breaking below it. So then that gave me a little bit more confidence and reassurance that, hey, this thing might begin to sell off. I did not expect it to sell off this quick based off previous support levels. Again, you guys can see why is it that I sold where I did. Because of this aggressive sell-off, I decided to lock in profits as quick as I could on DWT, right? So right now we're showing signs of an uptrend. Again, I'm not up very much now on the open, but when it comes down to, actually, I can't still see your, let me see. All right, there we go. Here we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this. All right, here we go. So, I can show you guys what else can I show. I can show you guys kind of like my entries, right? So I can click here. I've explained to you guys like when I was buying and when I was selling. So I bought, and then sold, and then bought again. So keeping it super simple. Was just holding that position. There's no break of pattern or anything of that sort. So right now, forward slash CL again is, where is it at? Here we go. So I'll close this out. Forward slash CL still, even if it does come back down, come back up to this general area, that's fine. This is where it was consolidating, but as of right now, it's now trading below the EMA line, and I'm just simply going with the flow. My biggest focus was identifying the direction, making sure that I got in for a good deal. So I did my part in my eyes, getting in for a good deal. My average purchase price was not the best on DWT. It was about $6.78, and then it aggressively sold off. It aggressively sold off for forward slash CL, which means that it drove the price up very quickly for DWT. I knew instantly that I had to lock in profits. It pushed up to highs of 687. I ended up locking in profits at 685. Super simple, right? With forward slash CL, forward slash NG. Look how much it sold off. Look how much DGAS is up on the day. So DGAS, at one point it was up about 5.85%, and then that's when I stopped trading it. Hit highs of 125. I've been trading it since 4 a.m. And I've been trading it very, very aggressively. There's a very clear direction. Do you guys see what we're talking about? Very clear direction of the overall, peaks when it becomes super overbought, when it becomes super oversold, when it becomes super overbought, super oversold, overbought, oversold. You guys, and right now, look at the RSI. Look at the RSI, look at the MACD, look at how it peaks out. It doesn't mean that it has to peak out there. Yes, it can continue to uptrend, but it's understanding this like downward staircase pattern. When is it a good time to sell? When it is a good time to buy? And then that was my main focus for today. So because of that and because of how aggressive I was trading, that's $4,382.10 on DGAS. Altogether on the day, I'm up 5,000. It looks like we're back up on the open 5,000. I'm up 142 on the open. So don't count that. I'm up about like $540, $5,400 on the overall day. So I've definitely taken a couple of trades. I might have like over traded on DGAS a little bit. I'm kind of like how it played out on Monday. Really trying to, there we go. So /CL selling off a little bit more, which means DWT is pushing up. So like we experienced on Monday, I ended up giving back some of my profits because I got in too aggressively, and I continue to day trade. So that's one thing that I'm going to hold back today. I'm not going to try to overtrade. Give me one quick second. I'm not going to try to overtrade or anything of that sort. I'm going to try to keep it super simple. Right now, natural gas is super oversold. I'm going to give it some time. Is it going to continue to sell off? If so, great, I'll take part of it. Or is it going to change its overall direction? If so, then maybe I can wait, give it a little bit more time for natural gas to consolidate, especially after the natural gas report, right? Regardless if I want to trade it or not. I mean, I definitely don't have to. But just imagine this, it sold off super aggressively. What if the overall direction begins to change, just like we saw later throughout the later hours for natural gas yesterday, right? This is all possibility, but it's confirmation. That's my biggest focus, especially since now we're going from pre-market hours where there's very little volume to normal market hours. So do you know roughly the percentage that you are up? I'm almost trading with $100,000. There was one of my pre-market trades, and I'm comfortable telling you guys this. There was one of my pre-market trades that was $110,000. I went in, I bought a little bit more shares than I really meant to. Time to lock in profits. So on this, so we're up another $342. So let's give it a little bit of time. Here we go. So I'm going to put it at 86 and try to see if I can get filled there. Actually, remember that little trick? I'm just going to try to get filled at 85. Let's see. I'm going to give it a little bit more time and try to see if it can push. No, I don't care. Yeah, I just sold. Oh, there it goes. It should push up a little bit. It should push up a little bit more. /CL still selling off. I'll explain to you guys exactly why in just a second. This is why. So why did I sell where I did right now? /CL. Do you guys see? I mean, and the pattern can always be. Patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't have to. Do you see? Again, my biggest focus is buying when I see something to be for a good deal and selling it at any indication of a resistance or when it's no longer a good deal. So I'm focusing on price ranges. So based off how it performed, again, during pre-market hours, and I would only be able to analyze this because of the future, because the volatility and the volume is not the same during pre-market hours for the ETF than it is for the future, right? So I can see a clear support at 58.70, clear support, and it's not even just at this exact price point. I don't care about exact price points. Around 58.70 to 58.80, this is where this support range is at. This is where it really becomes a little bit more on the oversold side for /CL. So what does that mean? That means that based off of previous patterns, because that's all I can trade off of, I'm not going to be hopeful that like, oh, I really hope that this thing sells off. Wait, 100% can, but that's not, I'm not going to like, do you guys get like, I'm not going to force and hope that it does. Because if I don't sell here and then it picks back up and then pushes all the way back up here, I just missed out my opportunity. A perfect example, how I traded on Monday. You guys all saw me. I was up over $5,300 and I was up nearly $6,000 during the live stream. Like 5,800, 5,900 around there. But guess what? I saw signs of a support on /NG. I didn't lock in profits on DGAS, and then guess what happened? It pushed up, right? Natural gas changed its overall direction, and then I ended up regretting it because I gave back $1,000. However it is that you guys want to trade, you guys know that I'm not here to tell you what to do. If you guys think my style is too conservative, that's fine. But I'm here to explain exactly why I did what I did. Or why I did what I did. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Kind of don't think about it, right? So we're at $5,800 for the day, almost $5,900. Again, when it comes down to my overall commission, so I have a total of 12 orders. So I pay $3 right per trade. So let's just make sure that we, you guys can do the math, take that into consideration. But ultimately, it's not too much of a focus for me, right? Right now with /NG, I think a beautiful thing that could happen right now is for this to, push all the way up to the middle VWAP, push up to the SMA line, just like we saw here, and let that margin build. This is a descending pattern. So if this pattern continues and natural gas pushes up all the way here, it builds a really nice margin on the inverse, which is degas. And if this pattern continues and the direction continues, then again, it makes sense then why we can buy the dip on degas, and if then natural gas gets rejected, we can add more to our position size on degas and then lock in profits when it approaches, a support area. Hopefully 2.57, but again, we're not here to trade based off of hope. We're here to trade based off of our analysis, and if we see any indication of a resistance, then we'll lock in profit. So locked in $512 profit yesterday from your technical analysis standards. Oh, well, there are standards now, right? They're your standards. They're not just mine. I didn't come up with these. I don't want to say I came up with these concepts. I mean, I'm sure it's something that everyone uses. All I focus on is direction, making sure that the margin of profit is worth it. And sometimes, let's be honest, sometimes the margin of profit on some stocks that I trade are not worth it, and that's an area of improvement for me. And I'm okay with admitting that. Again, I'm not a perfect trader. But then when it comes down to really any indication of a resistance, when it comes down to locking in profits or cutting losses, also something that I feel like I do well in, but when it comes down to cutting losses, maybe I need to be a little bit quicker, especially when I'm trading with a larger dollar amount. So I'm just talking about different things that I do well, different things that I can improve on. And again, I've been doing this for years, right? So there's always area for improvement. It's that saying that there's no such thing as being perfect, but working towards getting as close to as perfect as possible is something, that you can work towards. So I think that's what's most important. So shaboom, making money. What? So locked in $975 profit on degas pre-market. And phase-in, I'm sure that I'm trading with a lot more money, so I'm sure that the money that you made, the $975, is probably more impressive because again, in total, I think it's 4.3% that mine correlates on over to, and I'm sure you did a much better job with the capital that you have. So I think that's absolutely amazing, and it's just to put into effect of how effective you can be as a trader. And for those that, are trading with $1,000, or for those that are trading with less than that, or for those that are trading with more than that, again, as you build your confidence, as you build your experience, and as you build your capital, as all of those three main focuses, continue to become better, more well-versed, and more experienced, then I think that's what's most important, because you'll feel more comfortable and confident to trade with a larger dollar amount because you'll have more experience. So do you see how it all makes sense? It's it's not, who can make the most money the quickest, right? It's let's be honest. You guys don't care how much money it is that I make, right? And it shouldn't matter, how much any other person makes within the group, because it has no direct impact on you. I mean, you might be happy for me, but it has no influence on your life. What does have an influence is how you, the series of best practices that you implement today and the habits, right? And making sure that they align with your goal. So if you want to do this, not even for the rest of your life, but let's say you want to do this as a hobby, as time goes on, maybe for the rest of your life, then you need to make sure that you don't discourage yourself. So what can you simply do as of now, as you're learning, that won't discourage yourself, later? So why is the market more up to date on my phone rather than my laptop? I've never heard that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know why this is. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I meant to click show, but someone messaged it. Noah, is Nick, he's Ricky, is Nick going to be trading with you today? I would like to ask the same question. I don't know where Nick is at. Nick is still sleeping. Let's be honest. Nick is still sleeping, I think. No, Nick is probably up. He has a lot of phone calls he takes in the morning for his business. So, and he's in a lot of swing trades. So I don't know if you guys would care, but maybe I can make a video with him on my channel and upload it over the weekend about the stocks that he's trading and why. Something that has nothing to do with me. I don't know about that, but It just wouldn't be too much of a benefit for him to wake up to day trade with me, especially I've been here since 4 a.m. when, you know, it's just, he's not day trading. So why lose sleep? We literally fell asleep at like 12 or 1 last night. So, oh, there we go, Bryce. Sounds good. Any suggestion on small beginner traders dealing with high commissions, eating their profits? Yeah, that would definitely. I mean, Sergio, it all comes down to like either on the back end you can like really, because it's all about. So right now, your biggest focus would then be building up capital, right? And on top of that, building experience, because you said you're a beginner trader. What I would do is, and again, this is a huge alternative, not something that you have to do, right? But I would, continue to gain experience, refine yourself, and gain confidence, right? That's key. As a beginner trader, that's something that you have to do. So with that being said, I don't know about simulation trading or trading on demand, if that's something that you've ever considered, but on the back end, instead of trading with that money, then maybe find a way where you can compound it a little bit quicker, maybe buying and reselling certain things. We've talked about that. I think when it comes down to buying and reselling cars, buying and reselling motorcycles, or just buying and reselling things online on Craigslist is a quick way to really like compound your money. Once you have a certain amount of capital that can, like, let's say you have $3,500 or $3,000 that you can fund in your TD Ameritrade account, then with that, you can call TD Ameritrade with a promo code 220, if I'm not mistaken, if they haven't changed it. That gives you 500 free trades. So maybe you can work towards that certain dollar amount. That could be the goal. On the back end, you'll still be learning. You'll still be building your confidence and experience, and then you'll build up capital. You'll work with a non-commission for 500 trades or 60 days, whichever one comes first, and then you can kind of go from there. So, whoa! /CL with a huge sell-off once again. I saw it push up, and I was going to give it a little bit more time, but it looks like it just sold off right away. So it looks like it's still, yeah, there it goes. So just pushed up to almost, there it goes. Yep. So it's acting a little crazy today. So I'm going to try to see if I can buy. It's going to be way down here though. See, there it goes. It's pushing. It's pushing up quick. I missed out on it. That's fine. But yeah, it's definitely moving. So, and some of you guys might be like, well, this isn't that much. I mean, if you think about it, where it was just, when it was, a couple of minutes ago at 680, and then how it pushed up there. I don't know about you guys, but 1.7%, 1.8%, and what is that? 5 minutes isn't too bad, especially when you're trading with a decent dollar amount, or altogether just really trying to focus on, a quality trade with a clear direction. So right now we have about 11 minutes. So it isn't worth trading with $1,000 on TOS. That's not what I'm saying at all. He was asking about how to avoid commission when it's eating up his profits. Another alternative would be to make sure that every position that you take advantage of has a large enough margin of profit, and that the direction is clear enough that it makes sense to take that position, to almost being even more selective with what you choose to trade. Not only because you're under the PDT rule, but because you're also trading with a larger dollar amount, and you're trying to make sure that the profits outweigh the overall commission, right? So there's multiple different variants. Again, I was just giving an example, but just think about it. What can you do? So if it's eating up your profits, then either increase the profits that you make, meaning the margin of profit has to be more, so then being more selective and not just taking advantage of any opportunity, right? Here we go. I mean, it definitely does have, based off of yesterday's pattern, so you guys see this? Do you guys see how much it has to sell off? It definitely does have a decent margin. This is something that I talked about yesterday. I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was on the 5-day, 5-minute chart. Yeah. Looking at the overall high points, looking at the overall low points, and how it does have a decent enough margin to sell off. But when you look at this on the 180-day chart, it was almost like, it made sense also why, as it gets rejected off this SMA line, it builds this like descending staircase pattern. It also made sense to me on why it can try to push up. So I didn't want to just sell it to myself that, hey, yeah, this is something that I want to trade. So I want to see if I can get in, but it's definitely not a good deal, right? It's not a good deal right now on forward slash CL and UWT maybe, but I'm trying to, maybe wait till it gets closer to the EMA line. So I'm just gonna set my alert there. But the overall pattern is just continuously selling off, so it would definitely be nice to have some skin again. But look at that MACD, look at the RSI. Let's just be a little patient. It's not like I'm in need of the profits, right? We don't need any of those profits, especially you guys. You guys are all, for those that are just getting started, you guys are beginners. We don't need the profits. You guys are trading to learn, not trading to profit, right? So let's just make sure that we keep that in the back of our heads. So I like how the market surprises you every day. I think that's the most beautiful thing about what we do. It's like sometimes, what we do can be very repetitive in the sense of like we're literally looking at a screen every single day. But when we add the mix of like the problem solving, trying to come up with a solution of when to enter, when to exit, it keeps it kind of like spicy, right? And I think that's the great thing about one of the qualities or factors that I enjoy the most about trading is the problem solving aspect. It makes me feel like I solved a problem. Not that I know of. Not that, I mean, you can just set an alert on your, what's it called? Oh, are you talking about like, no, an alert? Just set an alarm. I mean, that's what it's for, right? Wait for that bloop candle. Ooh, how many people know what the bloop candle is? Do any of you guys know what the bloop signifies? Is the new YouTube video style working as you hope? No. I actually saw one of your comments yesterday, Apple Juice, for like some guy that commented on the video that I uploaded yesterday. And people are getting offended. And we don't have to get too much into this, but like the whole point of me making new videos on YouTube and like not being so focused on like just a live stream and me trading is because they become so repetitive. Yes, they might be a little bit more informative, but altogether, it's very dry content, right? So I have over 1,300 videos for free on YouTube. So if people want to see informative videos, they can watch that. These new videos that I'm uploading are really more for like entertainment purposes with little, like, in a sense, like information about what I do, especially in the beginning. It's supposed to be more enjoyable, almost more like a vlog. But people are getting so offended saying that like, well, we're not learning anything from these videos anymore. It's all flashy stuff. And it's just like, I'm sorry that you feel that way. And it's hard for me to even respond to that because it's like, I'm just like, well, then either watch my videos on YouTube, because the whole point of this is kind of just to show people continue to always ask about like doing day in life things. And then once I do it, I guess you can't please everyone, right? But yeah. Why opted? I like that. That's really good. So for those yeah, there we go. Here we go. Nice little push for the boys. I think this dollar amount might be a little bit too much. All right. Can you now explain what a bloop candle is? Oh, it was a joke. It's like a joke that we have within our Oh, exactly, right? So Tanya's saying, funny thing about videos that you don't like is that you can stop watching them. I know, it's like people continue to like, just be like, Ricky, what do you, I don't know. It's so funny what people do like with their time when they don't like something, they just choose to complain. But the little bloop candle is something, it's like it's a joke. It's like, I was explaining, I was doing a technical analysis and it's just like, there's like a huge candle that either like sold off or that pushed up, and then I was, doing some technical analysis, and then I was like, and then there's this candle, kind of like this one, right? When it went bloop, and it was, or like this one, where it sells off super aggressively or pushes up super aggressively in a very short period of time. So I'm just like, I make the sound effect bloop. It really, it's nothing when it comes down to actually trading. It was just to make it more entertaining. We were talking about like, kind of like, there's a very strong support around this general area, right? So 58.70. So that's why I locked in profits. But some people won't lock in profits because they expect, something to either sell off very aggressively, right? And waiting for something super aggressively, again, I just made the sound effect of the bloop. And I guess it's not really that interesting or that funny. But yeah, now I feel a little dorky. But yeah, I mean, that was that was it. Wow, that's dumb. When I was explaining this right now, I was kind of like, yikes, this doesn't sound too great. Best joke I've heard all day. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to have fun with what we do, right? Charts are pretty boring sometimes. Sometimes you need to make your own sound effects when, yeah. You just can't hear us laughing with you. I like the with you part and not at me, right? All right, here we go. Nice little push up. Nice push up on /NG. That's actually very attractive. I actually think, and I do apologize, there was someone that was calling out. I saw it like in the corner of my eye. Okay, natural gas moving up. Thank you again, Diego. Yeah, so it showed signs of it being overbought, right? It's just too close to the report. So we have about 2 minutes left. So what a bloop joke, right? What's going on, Kevin? What happened? Natural gas? Oh, yeah. Acacia trades? Oh, we got Ishma in the house. Hey, Ish, nice for you to join us. Nice for you to join us. So we got /CL actually pushing up right now. So /CL is showing signs. It's still pushing up, still making higher highs. So that's in the corner of my eyes right here. And that's why, again, I didn't take a super aggressive position on DWT at that specific price point, and we still have a little bit to work with. Here we go. That's what I've been hearing about the report being moved, but so was the crude oil report yesterday, but it still was released. So that's why I'm kind of indifferent about it. I just wanted to make sure that if it was, that we captured it. So. Here we go. We got 20 seconds. Maybe the report time did change. Okay, well, just in case it did, at least we captured something, right? That looks like the report, right? Huge sell-off. Huge sell-off on natural gas. Huge push-up on degas. Huge push-up on degas. I'm not going to go in with very much, but with 1,000, and I'll go in at 62. Again, you never know, right? Here we go. See if I get filled. Okay. So it got filled with 1,000 shares, which is about $22,000, and it's still selling off. So DGAS is still pushing up super aggressively. Wow. Check that out. 3%. That was an aggressive push. What if you guys keeps going down? Then I cut losses. Simple, right? Huge push. Huge push. No, again, just because I bought the dip on you guys, in no way. Again, I'm not under the PDT rule. I'm not under the PDT rule, meaning that like if I have to cut losses because there's a break of pattern, then so be it. It has no influence to what it is that I'm doing. Again, because I buy something, in no way does that mean that you should buy it. This is like why like we repeat so many times that the live trading sessions are not for you to copy my trades. The way that I can trade, especially with not being under the PDT rule, is much different than just anybody else there. So again, wait for confirmation or wait for some indication of signs of a sell-off, right? If you're looking at DGAS and you're waiting for UGAS to reverse, then wait for the proper indication. Again, be smart with your trading. Be selective, especially if you're under the PDT rule, especially if your commissions are high. Super simple. If we continue to like get questions of people asking or I see people copying my trades, I'm going to remove those people from the live trading sessions. I swear. If I see that you're just copying the trades, it's not being of value for you, then there's no reason for you to watch. That's solid. That's really solid. 22.45. I like that. Let's just make sure again that we watch the position size. Again, there's still no confirmations of lower lows or anything of that sort. Can it correct itself? Of course. Does it have to? No. So let's just make sure that we keep that in mind, right? The market will teach them, right? I mean, that's not the point, right? If I can say something simple to help them avoid any loss, then I think that's what I'm here for. So plus Ricky's wrong a lot. LOL JK. I agree. I'm wrong from time pretty often. I can say that, right? But I make sure that I try to manage my risk as much as possible. And my profits obviously are larger than my losses. So ultimately I think that's what's important. So having a nice structure and discipline and stuff like that. Hello from Vegas. Hey, Leanne, what is going on? Nice for you to join us. Did he put a stop yet? Yeah, nope. You guys are watching me trade. You guys can see what it is that I'm doing. Ticker symbol DE. All right, I'm just going to break this stock down, and then we're going to close out the stream. I think we've been live for over 30 minutes, right? Yeah, 32. Here we go. John Deere. Is this John Deere? Yeah. Okay. I like this one. Thank you. Where you at? Adam, I think you did a great job. General support area. You waited for it to sell off. It went through that consolidation phase, and now it's making higher highs, right? So it broke above the EMA line, and now it's pushing up. What do you guys see how it sells off? It pushes down, and then it tries to push up, and then gets rejected. Pushes down, tries to push up, gets rejected. Pushes down, pushes up, gets rejected. So we should expect the same flow as it uptrends, that it's not going to just shoot up. So right now, because it pushed up so much, maybe it's not the best deal, but waiting for it to pull back, see if it bounces on the EMA line, get it for a good deal, and then sell it for a profit. Again, the overall premise of what it is that we do is still to get it for a good deal. So let's always keep that in the back of our heads. Can you do the oil report live? I just don't want to inconvenience everyone with a lot of people can only do it at market open. I might change things up from time to time and maybe do it, but a lot of people have a huge focus on natural gas, and I would like to keep it that way, but maybe from time to time we can do crude oil live sessions as well, especially if I'm trading it more. I just don't want it to be dry, right? But I really do appreciate, I also really appreciate the call out on that one. So I'm going to add that one to my list. So active watch, I like that one. I think Weston, who's really looking into swing trading, would really appreciate that one. So thank you again for your hard work on finding that specific ticker and pattern. There we go. Let's give a huge shout out to Adam. Man, the myth, the legend, right? Woo woo. Alrighty. But yeah, I mean, my open position right now on DWT should pretty much be break even. So, oh no, I'm up 60 cents on the open, right? Up 60 cents on the open. And then on this one, I'm down $220 so far. So, it's still showing signs of a sell-off. It previously went down to 22.26. Again, my position size is 1/4. It's actually less. It's less than a 1/4 position size. So it's less than 25%. Again, if this thing continues to sell off, I can cut losses. If this thing begins to reverse back up, I can add to my position size. So I feel confident and not confident. I feel comfortable with my trade because the dollar amount and the overall how much I have in the position and how much I can add more or overall just cut losses is in my control. And if I feel like I'm in control, then I feel comfortable, right? Not feeling well off to bat. Caught Ricky's cold. Well, that's not funny, but sorry about that. So what did the gas report do? What the heck? What do you mean? Look, it was right here, and then it's down here. So it was not in favor of natural gas. It was in favor of degas. It caused this huge spike up. Yeah. So I have a bunch of videos also on YouTube explaining a little bit more of like the natural gas report, how it traded. If you guys need a little bit more explanation on that side, which I 100% understand. No, you're good. You're good. I trust. Oh, okay. Sounds good. No worries. But yeah, I had a lot of fun trading with you guys. Hopefully you guys, did too. And yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna stop trading in about 1 hour. So I'll probably give myself another hour. I'm pretty hungry. I'll probably close out my position on DWT. It doesn't look like it's moving too much, so I'm probably at that break even right now. And then on UGAS, I'm just going to watch it, try to see, and give it a little bit more time. Again, we're just going to give it a little bit more time. Be patient. We're not here to tell these patterns like how to trade and when to trade. We want to give it time, right? We're here to trade the patterns when they present themselves. So let's just make sure that we trade when all the action is happening. And that's why I was so quick and I was kind of like bugging you guys to not follow my trades, right? While I was telling you to be more selective with your entries and with your exits, because I want you guys to take part of a trade when the action is happening. So I just want you guys to take that away from that video and the way and why I said what I did. So I hope that's something that you guys could respect. I really do appreciate you guys' time. Continue working hard. Continue following your dreams. Let your passion be what drives your success. Appreciate all of you guys. Hope you guys have an amazing and blessed Thursday. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.